right, good morning. What a wonderful night we had last night, meeting some new friends that we connected with through Bunka-Biker. We're starting out here in Charleston. The temperature is significantly warmer than it's been the last couple of mornings. We're at mid-60s, I believe, which is a whole lot nicer than the low 40s and the mid-30s that we experienced the previous two mornings. Due to the nature of having to get on the road and keep going, we won't be able to enjoy more of Charleston, unfortunately, on this trip. But we've got a few interesting places scheduled today. Chris and Cammie were kind enough to point out a few locations for us between here and our next destination, which is Brunswick, Georgia. We're going to get a chance to stop and see some ruins. Going to get a chance to stop and see a few other things you'll see as we carry along today, and tonight we'll once again reconnect with our friends Randy and Siobhan as we camp in Brunswick. Angela, we didn't shoot a video last night. Do you have any lessons learned that you want to share with the team? Nice. For me, after having spent 2 days now on riding the CRF, my lesson learned is the seat is horrible. It's possible I may have mentioned that before. You seem to enjoy the seat, or at least don't mind the seat. Yeah, no, definitely need a better seat. And I was grateful too because Chris pointed out a few tips and tricks. He's a professional photographer and a videographer, and he's done a whole whack ton of videos for his YouTube channel, Moto Photo Adventures. We'll see if we can remember to put a link in the description below for that. And so he was sharing with me some tips and tricks for the software that we both use to make our videos that much better. So pretty excited for that, and we're going to connect with them, or him at least, in another few weeks at the Horizons Unlimited meetup in Virginia. Yes, this is taking us to our next stop, the old Sheldon church ruins. Chris told us about this, suggested that we check it out. So it's just about a third of a mile up the road here. One of the things I learned about this place is apparently, unfortunately, due to a bunch of vandalism and people stealing bricks, they've had to put a fence around it so that people can't get right up to the... Why? That would be why. All right.
Walk up to it?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to get out of the way of the ramp a little bit.
So Prince William's Parish Church, or the Sheldon Church. These ruins are of Prince William's Parish Church, built 1751 to 57, and partially burned down during the American Revolution, with its interior and roof rebuilt in 1825-1826. This Anglican church was primarily paid for by Lieutenant Governor William Bull I, who is buried here. It's often called Sheldon, after Bull's plantation. Civil grave sites. Interestingly, you know the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery? A graveyard is associated with the church, whereas a cemetery is not. Here, let's get back here to get some perspective. Burnt by the British Army in 1779, burnt by the Federal Army in 1865. Daughter of Stephen Bull, eldest son of Reverend Charles. Several grave sites around the area. Then there you have it. One of the things that we're trialing on this trip, as I mentioned before, is this Touratech top box. It's the Ziga Evo Extra Large, I think, 72 liters off the top of my head, and by all accounts it is ginormous. But there's a reason for this top case, for why I'm trialing this top case, and that is because I am personally interested in not wearing my gear whenever we stop to do things. And so my goal is to drive around with this top box virtually empty. I might have a water bottle or something in there. But otherwise, top box is empty, so when I stop, I can put my helmet in there. I can put my helmet in there, put my jacket in there, put my gloves in there, and be able to just walk away from the bike and look almost normal. 3/4 of a mile, Angela. So anyway, that's why we have the box. Right now I've got a few more things in there than I'd prefer, but it's still very lightly loaded. As you can appreciate, if the box were overloaded, it would probably put a lot of stress on the subframe. So Anyway, right now we're going to the St. Helena Parish Chapel. It's another half mile up the road. Another recommendation that we received. And so we're going to go check this out here. We're just past the town of Beaufort, South Carolina. We're on St. Helena Island. And we're going to check this out and see what we see. See what we can learn. And here it is on the right. There you go. Chapel of Ease to St. Helena's Church, Beaufort, South Carolina, built about 1740. Made a separate church after the Revolution. Burned by forest fire, February 22nd, 1886. Not sure what he means by made a separate church. And here she is. Gotta wonder whether those windows were glass with wood frame, wood shutters. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not much of a architectural historian kind of guy, so I don't know when they invented glass. Oh, neat. Well, I guess being right on the coast here, depending on where they pulled the what, mud, clay, building material. (1851), age 3 months. Oh man, that's horrible. Oh, look at all the pennies and stuff. Yeah. Oh, what's the deal here? This is blessed little James, or the blessed little lambs, and are thou gathered to the fold of the only true shepherd, sweet lilies of the valley, and art thou removed to a more congenial soil.
This one's started at 4 years old.
Infant daughter. Wow. I'm guessing a tree fell on this fence to have crushed it like that. I don't see any obvious branches, or obviously the branch wouldn't be there, but yeah. (1852). Wow, that looks like it's open.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks as though the body may have been removed. Wow. Now, is that PVC sticking out the top there? Okay, so they did something to prevent further deterioration, I guess. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Now I wonder, like, this is a parish church, as it were. So would that mean it is Catholic?
Anglican, I think.
Or Anglican? Well, this is what I'm thinking. Anglican would seem to make more sense if I understand a little bit of history correctly. But yeah, even these walls are tons of shells in them. Wow. Well, there you have it. Is it soft?
Look at it.
This looks like the
It's growing. Like, I thought it was like dead stuff that fell off and you hooked on there, but that's actually.
is that the Spanish moss they talk about?
Well, maybe it's that.
Hmm.
No, I don't know if that's actually Spanish moss, but no.
Wow. Well, it's all over.
Yeah, I guess it's a great climate for it.
Interesting. All right. Well, ready for our next leg?
Yeah.
All through this area, there are bridges, and there's swampy area, and well, this is an actual open body of water. But it's pretty interesting to be able to drive along and drive up and over the terrain, if you will. It's also really quite windy. The best I can tell, this piece of water connects with the ocean, and it's the largest body of water that we've crossed today. So far, hopping between the various islands, it's been more really, I don't know what you'd call it. It looks like swampy, marshy. I'm not a topologist, but it's still pretty neat. Something a little bit different. Alright, this is more of the land that I was talking about here. If you look closely, that's actual water with grass growing up through it, so definitely not something you could walk on. Ooh. It is windy. It is a blustery, blustery day in the 100-acre wood. Angel's holding on for dear life back there on the Honda. And I'm not doing much better here. Alright, here we are coming into Savannah. Fancy bridge. Some sort of gold domed building. Don't know what that is. City Hall, maybe? I don't remember. Do you remember the capital of Georgia? Is it Savannah? Okay, well maybe it's the Capitol building. Or whatever the seat of the state power is. Okay, so the rest of the footage for the day turned out to be unusable. I'm not sure what happened to it, but I'll give you a quick summary. We went to the Bonaventure Cemetery, which was featured in the movie The Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil with Kevin Spacey. And it was a pretty neat cemetery to see. There were several family plots set up, and those plots had like well-defined borders, and it was really quite a fancy place. And it, I mean, as far as cemeteries go, I guess, but it was pretty posh looking. And so it was a nice little ride to go through there and just kind of get a better sense of the cemetery than the few brief scenes from the movie. We also got a chance to go to the very first Taco Bell, which I mean, realistically was about the same experience you get at most Taco Bells. And that pretty much rounded out our day. We finished off at a campsite in Brunswick, Georgia, and I'm not sure I could say we enjoyed the experience, but we were there, and that was about it for the day. Caught up with Randy and Siobhan, and again, we're reaffirmed in the decision that we're not going to plan to camp. As much as we enjoy camping, dragging all the gear along, setting up and tearing down every day, that's not the style that I think we're going to enjoy. So that's at least one conclusion that's been reaffirmed for us every day so far on the trip. So that's it. If you're enjoying these videos, please hit the thumbs up button, give us a like, and subscribe, and continue to watch, and you'll see the quality of the productions improve over time, and you can celebrate that along with us. All right, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again.